How does one crash and flee the scene with no footprints, no evidence, and they even left their belongings? This case feels like a movie, except there is no ending. There's only clues and secrets. This is exactly what happened to Maura Murray. Hi guys, it's Jessie May, and today we're going to be talking about Maura Murray's story. If you're watching, I talk about true crime and I also do my makeup, so if you like that, subscribe to me, please. It helps me a lot. She was born into a big family. There were 5 kids and Maura was the 4th kid. Maura was very athletic. She was very sweet, very kind. She really loved her family. Her parents divorced when she was younger, and her mom struggled with alcohol later in life. But her father, Fred, was very hardworking and very involved in his children's life. Maura, she was interested in track and she was really good at it. I mean, she was a standout runner, period. That even landed her scholarships. After high school, Maura decided to go to West Point. She wanted to follow her sister, Julie. West Point is an elite military academy. Her sister was thriving there. She was really well respected at West Point. West Point is really known for being very strict. They have very tough academics, very strict routines, really high expectations and rules. Julie loved it. She succeeded at West Point. But Maura, on the other hand, was kind of falling behind and she started to not enjoy it as much. Maura, she has been slipping academically. Eventually, Maura, she shoplifted makeup and she got in trouble for that. Now, we don't know why she shoplifted makeup, and when this got out, everyone was like, this is not her character, this is unlike her. She had the money to buy the makeup. We don't know why she did that. Her case got to the advisory board because she shoplifted and they forced her to withdraw from West Point. A lot of people were saying because she wasn't happy there, she was probably trying to find a way out of West Point. That was kind of like her way out. That's just a possibility. No one really knows for sure. But after West Point, she decided to go to UMass. New environment, new friends, new people. She was also working 2 jobs. Period. Big hustler. Oh yeah. She even maintained a long distance relationship, y'all. His name was Billy, and Billy was in the military. Maura was the true definition of I'm trying to keep everything together, while she was kind of quietly falling apart. It was also said that she was dealing with some type of eating disorder. So while she was at West Point, she has gained like this eating disorder that traveled with her to UMass. In Maura's spring semester, Maura was back in trouble again. Maura, she finds a discarded credit card receipt in the bathroom. On the receipt, it has the credit card number, and she pretty much used that number to order to her dorm. So she was ordering pizza, sub sandwiches, and all of that. Maura spent $79.02. The lady that lived in the same dorm as Maura noticed that these odd charges that she didn't make was on her card, and so she decided to contact the police, and eventually the police caught up to Maura. But honestly, that was a lot of food. Eventually, Maura, she admitted that she found the credit card receipt and it had the credit card number, and she was like, I'm gonna use that. There is a photo of Maura from this incident, and it's a very disturbing photo, but who would be happy? The next day, Maura, she did go to the police station and she just owned up to all of her mistakes that she did do, because honestly, in that situation, there's nothing else you could do. She had a court hearing that was scheduled on December 18th. In this hearing, the judge told her to pay back the money that she spent, and she has to stay out of trouble for 3 months. Now, if she didn't do any of that, she will be charged for credit card theft. Honestly, Maura, she had the money to buy the pizza and the subs and all of this, that, and the third. And she also worked 2 jobs, so we really don't know why she did this. We're not her, so we will never know. During this time, she's dealing with a lot of mental pressure, has this type of eating disorder because nursing is hard, undergrad or in grad. Moving on, February 5th, 2004. Maura, she was working her campus job. Around 12:40 a.m., Maura Murray, she gets this call. And after this call, her whole world just turned upside down. She was just crying and crying and crying. And eventually, her manager saw that Maura was just upside down with a frown. She was like, Maura, what's wrong? And Maura just kept saying, my sister, my sister, my sister. And eventually, Maura's manager was like, you know what? You're upset. You're hurt. go home. Maura went home. In fact, that was not Maura's sister on that phone. It was an excuse that Maura made. We don't know who called at 12:40 a.m., but we do know before 12:40 a.m. there were phone calls that was tracked, and we do know who the people are. 10:10 to 10:30, Kathleen, which is one of Maura's sisters, called. So around 12:07 a.m. to 12:14 a.m., her boyfriend Billy called. 12:40 a.m. was an unknown caller. And Maura got home. All we know is that she just went to bed. Alright, so a couple days later, around February 7th, Fred, her father, visits her at least once a month. Particular time in this day, February 7th, they decided to go get her a car. And the reason why is because she has been carpooling with her classmates. And you know, when you're in nursing school, you have to do clinicals, so you have to drive back and forth, back and forth. But Maura, she never told really anybody or her friends that she was getting a car. So eventually Fred came and got Maura, and they went car shopping. They left with a black Toyota Camry. So Fred took Maura and her friend Katie out for dinner after shopping for a car. Maura did not mention that she got a new car. So after dinner, Fred took Katie and Maura to the liquor store to buy a bottle for their friend's party that they were going that night. Fred, over the years, he did change his story quite a bit. First story, he said that he waited in the car while the girls go get a bottle. And the second story that he told, he was in the liquor store with them telling the girls to hurry up. Either way, they were still at the liquor store. Fred went back to the hotel and he was allowing Maura to drive the new black Toyota Camry to the party that her and her friend Katie was going to go to. So the party was at Sarah's house, which is Maura's co-worker. Katie didn't really know Sarah. A lot of people at this party, they didn't know Katie or Maura. It was just their vibing. When police investigators, when they were opening this case, they asked Katie and Sarah what happened at this party, any clues at this party that could help with their case. They told officers they didn't remember anything. That's a little odd to me. Like, you don't remember nothing. For you to not know anything, one, like, drugs have to be involved. Something gotta be involved. Around 2:30 to 3 a.m., Maura leaves the party. But Katie, her friend, she was trying to stop Maura. She was like, girl, like, you know, stay. Probably have a little bit of liquor in your system. You're probably tired. Like, girl, stay. Don't go. But Maura was like, no, I'm good. I want to go. About 3:30 a.m., Maura crashes her dad's car at the T intersection. The crash was like really serious and it totaled the car. Eventually, the police arrived to the crash. And this is so weird to me. There was no sobriety test. There was no ticket, no charges. She literally walked away with nothing. Like, this is a college student. Around 3:30 a.m., she crashed the car. When she walked away with nothing. So Maura, she caught a ride back to the hotel and she ended up in her dad's room. Fred didn't know that Maura was even in the room until the next morning. Around 4:49 a.m., Maura took her dad's cell phone because her phone was dead and she called Billy. And she was just crying and just telling Billy everything. And Billy was just trying to calm her down. Morning rolls around, tells her dad what happened. And her dad was like pretty much calm about it. Her dad just said, I'm gonna handle it, you know, we got the insurance, this and that and the third. So after they had that conversation, Fred got a rental car, took Maura back to her dorm. Fred saw Maura walk into her dorm, and then around 11 that night, Fred called Maura that he needs copies of the accident report to give to the insurance. And she said that she's going to take care of it and they plan to talk again on Monday. So around 12:55, Maura, she was on a call with a condo owner in Bartlett, New Hampshire. She got some information, but she did not agree to rent anything officially. A little backstory. Maura and her family always spent time in Bartlett. She probably wanted to go back because some people, they go back to places that were the light of their childhood. Around 1:13 p.m., Maura called her classmate saying that she wanted to return her lab coat, and her classmate was like, girl, you don't have to do that. But Maura, she was like, no, here, I don't want it. At 1:24 p.m., Maura emailed her nursing supervisor that she had a death in the family and she would not be able to make it to classes. But there was no death in that family. But like literally nobody knows why she said she was going to be gone next week. This is a big question mark, okay? And then around 2:18, she called Billy back. He did not answer. But when Maura called, Billy was on the phone with her friend Katie trying to figure out what was going on with Maura. Maura left a voicemail for Billy saying, hey, like, we'll talk soon. So around 3:30, Maura left her dorm and she went to the ATM to withdraw $280 leaving only $16 in her bank account. So after Maura left the ATM, she decided to go to the liquor store. After her buying some liquor, she went to go get the accident form to give to the insurance. Between 4 and 5 p.m., she left Amherst, Massachusetts. I can never say that word. While she was there in the White Mountains around 5 p.m., she had an incoming call because her phone number pinged. It was around 7 something, and a resident that lived in the area said that they saw a car accident. It was a black car, it was a black Camry, and it was against a snowbank. The witness said that they saw someone walking around the crashed car. So on this route that Maura was on, it's very known to be a very dangerous route to go on. So it's not shocking that she did have a wreck. Around 7:33 p.m., a bus driver pulled up. He saw Maura, stranded, and it looked like she needs some help. So he said, hey, like, do you need some help? I could call the police. And Maura was like, no, don't call the police. I already called AAA. But the thing is, Maura did not call AAA, and AAA said they don't have no record of Maura calling them. We don't know why she lied about that or what she was actually trying to do. Then some minutes later, Maura disappeared. Like, Maura was nowhere to be found. Anything past 7:30 and above, like, we don't know what happened to her. Eventually, police arrived to the scene, and when they got there was no body around the car and there was no sign of footprints. Maura's belongings were still in the car. Her phone was gone. Maura was just nowhere to be found. Maura was considered missing. They opened an investigation. They went back out to the scene and they brought dogs. They took one of Maura's items that she has worn or used so the dogs can track, her scent 100 yards out. Only way, from my understanding, she could have gotten to another vehicle. And there has been many searches for Maura. They went back out there when the snow was gone. They still couldn't find anything. There is a lot of theories about Maura's case. People think that she probably froze in the woods, but again, we don't know why she walked away from the accident or why did she lie about AAA. Theory number 2 is she was probably picked up because her scent was 100 yards out. Maybe somebody could have taken her. Theory 3, she was meeting up with someone trying to go live a new life because the current life that she was, having, she was kind of troubled. She was dealing with nursing school. She was dealing with her eating disorder. She, kept getting in trouble. She probably wasn't happy. Something either happened at that party or something on that phone call. Like, there's so many possibilities when it comes to her case. It is insane. So what do y'all think happened to Maura Murray? Let me know in the comments because this case has me upside down with a frown. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, see you later.